Today I'm going to show you a little bit of the work that I did on the baritone saxophone that I bought from eBay. This is not a tutorial, it's just to show you some what I'm doing. What I had to do here is take apart the octave mechanism. It's a little bit complicated, but if you just pay attention how it came apart, you can put it back together once you get it done. And what I'm doing here is I am cleaning and lubricating. Now, what I'm using is 91% alcohol to clean it and 80 W90 weight oil to lubricate. The 80 W90 is like $5 for a liter. The specialty key oil that you can get for saxophones is about $12 an ounce. So I went with the gear oil. Now, you can see that I'm using just pipe cleaners and basic screwdrivers, nothing fancy. The big catch here is that when you oil, you use a needle and just little tiny drops of oil. And you'll see that here in just a moment as I put this back together. But I do want to comment that making this video has taken a while because I'm learning to do a voiceover in DaVinci Resolve 16, and I had to change a whole lot of setups, download drivers, and things like that just to get the Visma made. And it's been a good experience overall. It's just taken a while. Oh, there's that needle. So very little oil is needed. A liter will probably be more than I need for very possibly the rest of my life. But regardless, you can see the oil as I put it in the tubes. I'm going to also put it on the rod, and then I'll reassemble it once I remember what order it was reassembled in. Now, there are a number of repairs that I'm making on the saxophones that I have, simply because I'm brave enough to make them. I haven't done anything major. I haven't tried to do pads because that's on art form from what I'm reading. But there's a lot of good video and real tutorials out there to show you how to do all these repairs that I'm doing. One of the ones that I'd highly recommend is the Army YouTube channel. The Army has a YouTube channel that shows how to do all the basic maintenance and repairs on saxophones. They also have a pretty good saxophone, I don't know, I guess techniques from the from saxophone players in the Army band. There's a lot of information there, but there's also a lot of information on well, there's a number of channels that I'm not going to bore you with. But here you can see that my big meat hook hands are being delicate and putting this all back together. And it does play, as you heard at the beginning of this video, that was me kind of honking around on the baritone sax. Now, I love the sound of the baritone sax. Now, I love playing the alto and the tenor and even the soprano, although I look a little ridiculous playing it. But it is a lot of fun, and I do like those sounds. So, all here, that was me connecting the spring again and then testing out the keys. What you're going to see here is I'm going to take a pipe cleaner and I'm going to try to absorb any excess oil. That's just to keep it from A, getting everywhere, and B, collecting dust and actually pulling more dirt into the action of that key. At the end here, you'll see me checking the action. And then I'll take you back to my live commentary. So let's see what happens here. We're going to oil this, clean it, and oil it while we have it out, just like we do everything else. Oh, this one is a little bit different though, because that has a screw in that in it, which means it probably has a normal screw in this end. And I'm not going to mix these screws up. It also means I probably have less cleaning to do. All right. So let's clean these ends out. And while I'm in here, I'm going to clean up this. I don't know if you can see this. It's kind of mottled, so I can clean that up a little bit. All right. First, I'm going to start with this little. This is one of those magic erase sponges. It's slightly abrasive, but not enough to really do much damage to anything. It basically is just abrasive enough to take some of this gunk off. The leading edge has that 91% alcohol on it, and then we just pull it through to get any gunk out. It looks like I did get a little bit of gunk. What I've done is I've sped up the video because I'm just replacing the key, but I removed it to put cork in place so that it wouldn't clack when I play it. And that's the whole purpose of what I did here. I also want to mention I shot this whole video in 6K just to check out the workflow. Also why it's taken me so long to get it posted. Really don't even know if I'm going to be in focus. I'm going to leave you with some footage that I recorded when I was in LA. It's from the hotel room. So I'm going to wrap up here and just say this experiment in 6K has been very educational. I learned that those huge data files can be a big challenge to wrestle. And the voiceover that I'm doing right now was a learning experience, and I'm glad I have it. Hopefully it'll make things better in the future. Other than that, all I can say is I love you. Take care of yourself. And rock on.